All right, welcome.
What's up, guys?
What's up? All right, we're here. My name is Shamir. I go by Shimmer.
My name is John. I go by John Marco Ass on social media.
Yeah, and we both do interview style content.
Yeah, we both do interview style content, so we decided to join the multiverse of content, and who knows, we might have some more interviewers in here, but we just decided to link up, man.
Yeah, and just do this and basically interview each other.
Yeah, literally. That's the number one question I get asked is like, oh, you always interview other people. Like, what about like interviewing yourself? And I'm like, well, I need like another person to like do that.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully, I do a good job.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Well, now this gives us an opportunity to actually like talk to, the people who like follow us or invested in us and actually show a little bit of ourselves. So we're just here to have fun, talk about nerd stuff, gaming, anime, comic book stuff. We just want to have fun. And honestly, I don't know about you, but for me, like, I feel like this is just another way to connect with the community in real life, but also like online. Like there's so much more we can do with something like this.
100%. And I think like having a long form version of that and just being unfiltered, because no one wants to know our opinions, and so
Well, that's what I used to like believe. It's more they just haven't gotten a chance to know us yet.
exactly.
Like I think there are people who want to, they just don't know how to.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think sometimes people ask the question back, like when I ask them,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "Oh, I never thought about this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is hard."
That's the funniest thing because I think most people, like, if anybody's watching and you've ever done an interview with me, like, I think you already know the type of hot seat that I'm kind of putting you in, especially like with the anime community. So like to be in the hot seat is like something very new for me. But yeah, like I never think about like, oh yeah, like what's my Mount Rushmore? Like I think you guys just asked me that now, and I'm like, oh, like what's the right answer? But yeah, we're just here to have fun and like kind of show that side of ourselves.
100%. So yeah, we decided to link up, and yeah, I basically do interview style content. I've been going to conventions probably since like 2021, and I've been making content for much longer than that. But in the interview space, in the nerd, I went to comic conventions, anime conventions. I even went to Renaissance festivals, and I would just ask people like nerdy questions, like, "Oh, who do you think the best Spider-Man is? What do you think the best movie is? What do you think the worst movie is? What do you think the best anime is? Hottest anime characters, stuff like that." Going around different conventions.
It's only Yoruichi.
Yeah,
that's the only right answer.
Yeah. And so yeah, just going around conventions, and then meeting other interviewers. I'm like, oh snap, there's other people in the space. And I think once we met, we kind of have like a similar vibe. We're literally wearing like almost similar things. We didn't even plan this. Black and white. I got the anime jeans. You got the anime.
That's actually the funny part. Like, shout out to Parker Senpai and Official Jermaine. I feel like we all dress a little similar, which is very funny. And I think a lot of it is a little bit of streetwear inspired, but also like keeping that like little bit of nerd in us. So it's like, yeah, I want to like look cool, but I also want to like represent like my nerd. Like, I think you have a Naruto sweats right now.
And yours is from Hypeland, right?
Yeah, this is Hype. Oh, is that Hypeland too? Dude, Hypeland, it makes so much dope stuff. But I did want to go back. So you said you started doing your interview content around like 2020. But I am interested to like hear about what content, like, where did the content start? Because this is our space where we can actually like talk about this stuff.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Can we talk about your interview journey first, and then we go back on like
So I'll say really quick on the interview journey. So I've been out here in LA for like 6 years, and what I mentioned earlier is like for the first few years I was really confused with what I was doing. I didn't really know where I fit in. I started working on set. I realized that I didn't really enjoy set life. I was doing like music videos, short films, even like TV shows. And like it's just like long ass days, man. Like I did not enjoy it. So after like fumbling around doing things like that, also working in corporate as a video editor, I just kind of started to feel more and more isolated in LA, and also like being like, okay, well I moved here, like what the hell am I gonna do? So I started doing interviews. I was like, oh, like I started to see this like form or style of interview on social media, and it actually felt like very tasteful. I think I mentioned earlier Takashi from Japan. I really loved how like I learned about Japanese like culture through his interviews. So I was like, oh, I want to do that, but like talk about anime, but actually like elevate the conversation a little bit. and like shoot it on like a nice camera and not just like do the iPhone thing, which I think that's like fine. No shade to that, but like I came from years of like shooting on like DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. I was like, oh, this is like a cool way where I can like make my stuff look high quality, but it really is just like run and gun, like just on the fly, like organic conversations. But like it felt like a nice way to, you know, find my own niche into the space. So yeah, that's how I started doing it. I literally wasn't even aware of all the other interviewers, like you, Impound, Official Jermaine, Shonen Showdown, like because I really started off as like a street interviewer. Like I didn't go to conventions at all.
Oh, gotcha.
I just went to like Little Tokyo and
which is way tougher, by the way.
And that's why I do less and less of it now because it's so much harder to stop people in the street rather than stopping somebody at a convention. There's just a different level of understanding at a convention. But yeah, I just started interviewing people about anime in like Little Tokyo and about video games. And I also was doing music interviews. One of my first viral interviews was actually this guy. I was like, what's an overrated artist? And he was talking about like Taylor Swift, and like that was my first video to hit like 100K, and it was my third video I ever posted.
Oh wow.
So I was like, oh, like, and at this point I had been rapping for years, and I was like, if I could hit 3K on like a video of me rapping, I was like ecstatic, and I was like, oh wow, like this conversational content is really like moving. But then I also just kind of realized like music really didn't fit into what I was doing, and I was like, video games and anime make a lot more sense. So I was like, okay, like let me not do the music ones and let me just stick to like nerdcore culture because like that's something that I was gonna do anyways. But yeah, it just started taking off, honestly.
Yeah.
And then like I started going to more and more conventions. I would like see people in my comments like, oh, like you should like go to this convention and like do interviews, and I'm like, I didn't even know that there was like conventions going on like that often. Like from where I grew up, like, you know, I guess this is the space, and I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit long-winded.
No, you're good. This is the space for it.
Yeah, like I really grew up, like not to be that guy, but like I grew up very poor. Like, so like going to conventions and things like that was not something that like was part of like my culture. Like, is like whatever we can experience, like the little bit of Dragon Ball that we got, or like the few games a year, like, but going to cons just wasn't part of it. So when I found out that there was like this like culture of like conventions, my first con was LA Comic-Con. I was like, damn, these are like my people. Like I really like loved it. I was like, damn, I never knew there were so many nerds like out there.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I went to Complex Con a few months before that, and I felt very much like these are not my people. Like at Complex Con,
Oh,
like
really?
it's a lot more about the hype at those types of conventions and like the streetwear and like who can spend the most, where it's like at these anime conventions, at these comic book conventions, like we're all like so neurotic about like the media that we like consume in a way that like I felt like at Complex Con not as many people are like as big music fans.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it was cool to be a nerd, where it's like sometimes like nowadays with like hip hop, it's like if you listen to 90s hip hop, it's like, oh, like old head, why are you listening to that bullshit?
Yeah.
But like if you go back and like watch like X-Men 97, it's like, oh, you're cultured.
Yeah.
Like it's cool to be a nerd in this space, and that's kind of what I resonated with it more. So yeah, I started doing a lot of interviews from there, and just honestly I never stopped. Like
Yeah.
I felt like I started to see success very fast, and I'm just like, I'm gonna ride this until I can't anymore.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people that we've interviewed, like because of y'all.
Yeah.
Reason, and giving us great answers, talking about why you guys are nerdy about certain things. I think that's like super awesome.
It's so cool, man.
Yeah.
We meet so many dope people.
100%. Do you ever get like tired after a convention? You're just like, I talked to this many people.
I really want to get better at showing more gratitude. Like Parker, he always says at the end of a convention, like, oh, thank you guys for all like taking time to like talk with me. And I'm like, dude, I'm too exhausted to even like put out that like on my stories.
Yeah.
Because I do feel it. Like I just remember after my first anime expo, it was like such a feeling of gratitude, but also like I'm so fucking tired. And I don't know if I'm supposed to curse, but whatever. I was just so tired. I was like so burnt out, but like so grateful that like so many people gave me their time.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think, yeah, I just don't want to talk to anybody. Like I'll talk to 100 people in a convention. I'm just like, all right, I'm not talking to anyone for the next few days. Like I need to.
Do you go to the after parties at all?
I haven't gone to that many, honestly. I've gone to a few, but not that many. Do you go?
I've been going back and forth. Like
Yeah.
last Anime Expo, I went to Dream Bash. Shout out to Dream Bash. They throw really good like blurred parties here in LA, like all throughout the city. And I lost my voice, and it kind of made it tough to do interviews the next day.
Yeah.
But you know how like they say like dessert, there's like a separate stomach for dessert.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, the after parties is like I'll feel exhausted, but then like my homie will be like, "Yo, they're throwing this one after party," and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay." Like I somehow like have energy
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it, like similar to dessert. So like I'll go to them.
Yeah.
I almost always regret it though.
Really? Why?
Because I'll have too much fun,
Oh.
and then I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but after drinking, you just spend the next day like feeling a little bit more anxious,
Oh, gosh.
a little bit more depleted of your resources because it's literally poison to your body. But then I see people like Kumar, like they be at every after party, bro, and I'm like, how do they do it? I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'll get the FOMO.
Yeah.
I'll get the FOMO.
No, for me, it's like if I even don't get sleep, I'm like, damn, I'm not in my A game right now. Like,
Yeah.
because I understand, like, every day of the convention, we have to be on.
Yeah.
Like, we have to be mentally there. We have to be like, at least come kind of on time or like be ready with our energy,
Mhm.
even though we're barely like on.
Yeah, but we are on, bro.
We
Like
are
we're talking to people all day. We're interviewing people, like, and trying to like have thoughtful conversations.
Exactly.
So which requires you to listen to all these people, even when sometimes you might not want to.
Yeah. But I know there's an element of the after party that like you kind of maybe see the people that you interviewed that day. And they're like, oh my God, we had such a great conversation.
Yeah.
Or like, yo, that was lit. That was awesome. Which enhances the experience. Even if you interview them the next time or the next convention,
Yeah.
it builds that connection with people in the community.
Yes.
And no?
Yes and no.
Really? Okay.
Mostly yes. Almost overwhelmingly yes. But I
Why? Someone gets mad with you?
not with me. I've never had an instance where they get mad at me.
Yeah.
It's either I never posted their interview,
Oh.
and then there's like a weird energy of like, damn, like he didn't post me, he must not like me, and I'm like, no, that's not it. Like the
Wait,
way
what is the reason you don't?
the way I try to take the onus on it, where I'm like, maybe I just asked the wrong. Like sometimes I feel like you strike lightning in a bottle, and you ask the right question to the right person,
Yeah.
and it's like the perfect like scenario. Like there's this anime Blue Lock, like where they always talk about like these like chemical reactions. It's like the perfect chemical reaction, and then sometimes you ask somebody the wrong question, and like it just wasn't like a vibe. Like
Oh,
it didn't
gotcha.
necessarily like jump off the page, and like the conversation wasn't that good. But that's like a two-way street. Like I might have asked the wrong questions.
Yeah.
Is usually how I'll look at it.
I think one time I interviewed you, but I didn't edit your interview till like months later.
Mhm.
I think you came to me. You're like, dude, I thought you didn't like my interview or something. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, no, I'm just sometimes slow with the edits. But I think we have very different styles of editing because like I ask everyone the same questions and like I kind of compile all of them, so I
Mhm.
get to use everybody. But I think your style of interview is a little bit different, where you kind of get a lot with one question or a few
Mhm.
questions. I don't know how many questions you ask each person, but yeah, I think for you, you kind of have to be more selective. For me, I kind of can show everybody.
Yeah, that's the beauty of like doing compilation stuff, because it's like everybody gets their little bit of time
Yeah.
to shine. But like if an interview just like and honestly, most of the time it's just that I haven't gotten to it yet, or I forgot about it. Like, because I film more than I need.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes they just don't make it out. But yeah, it's definitely like it requires that person. There has to be something of interest of like that person to make it like worth posting.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, because especially now, like paying my editors, it's just like I don't want to pay him for something that I know is gonna flop. Like,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I really try to put most things out, because I'm also like, not everything needs to go out, like, or not everything needs to like go off crazy.
Yeah.
Some conversations I just like enjoy, and like I know somebody's gonna appreciate it out there. But yeah, there's just been some reasons like why some didn't. But then a lot of the times it'll be the audio was bad.
Yeah.
Like maybe that style of what I'm doing isn't performing as well anymore.
Yeah.
Like I have this one friend who's like, yo, like, when are you going to post our interview? And I'm like, well, it's just like that specific style isn't really performing well for me. I'm like, dude, if you could come today and I'll do a full interview with like a new thing that's like a little bit more fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the reasons, kind of.
I hope that was interesting because this is very like back end
Yeah.
interview talk.
Yeah.
And I think this is like also, it could be cool. It could also be hella boring to people. But I feel like it's just a nice way to explain how we feel, how relatable it is to
Yeah.
other maybe interviewer people. And yeah, I think we just wanted to talk about that experience a little bit.
I mean, I think what a great way for episode 1 to like kind of talk about our work. Like, this is probably not going to be something we talk about normally.
Yeah, yeah.
But at least
It's
while
just
we're
like every
in-
time we're like, yo, that sucked. That interview sucked. But yeah, I think, it's a cool way to kind of describe what we do, what we like to do, how passionate we are, how detail oriented we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you talked about how you use like nice cameras, I was like, oh, that's something I relate to as
Mhm.
well. Because I use a Sony A7C. We don't need to. We can use our phones.
And
And I
it-
did use phones in the beginning.
And sometimes it performs better.
It does, yeah.
But it's just like,
we like
I
a
just
certain
enjoy
look.
it. Yeah.
We like a certain look. And sometimes it's more difficult because like my camera's not always focusing properly. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, we got to get the focus. And you do the interviews yourself.
Mhm.
I always have someone helping me. And like, I don't know how you do it, but for me, I like always need someone to make sure that
I just threaten the person like, hey, if you move, I'll shoot you in the head. Like, because I'm gonna focus you one time,
Yeah.
and from there we're stuck in this spot. So
Yeah,
if you move, I'm shooting. No. But I do just tell them, I'm just like, please, like, don't move. And sometimes less focus, more framing is what I have an
Gotcha.
issue with. Sometimes I have people step out of frame
Yeah.
all the time.
Because they like to move like left and
Mhm.
right and stuff like that. So you always kind of did stationary, right?
Mhm.
Filming. Used to do dynamic.
Yeah.
So that's why I always had a helper kind of helping me film and whatnot.
Mhm.
And I do like it, but I can understand for them, they get tired or sometimes they're not framing properly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think last year Anime Expo was the first time that I started doing vertical. And I used to film horizontal all the time.
Yeah.
And
You're the reason I started filming vertical.
Yeah, I
Because you were
remember-
like, yo, you should start. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but I don't know. You're like, but you're not even putting them on YouTube. So I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like, why not?
Because I had the same epiphany. I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be a vlog. This is going to be a sick compilation, like long form YouTube. I would just never get to it.
Mm-mm.
And so I was like, all right, let me film vertical till I do that. And so, yeah, I filmed vertical, put it on a tripod. And anybody
Mhm.
that was helping me, it was easier for them. And they can do like, I don't know how long you film for, but sometimes I'll do 8-9 hours. Sometimes
Mhm.
it'll be shorter. But
Like the whole day.
yeah, the whole
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
So whoever's with me, it's like chill for them. And they're
Mhm.
not like struggling with the heavy ass camera.
After like hour 2, it's
Yeah.
like, dude, like my arms are.
Dude, so my uncle used to help me film. He's the one
Yeah.
who like helps me film all the time. And my rig is not that light, so he would just thug it out the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
entire shoot day. So I'm like, yo, props. But now I use tripod, stationary, vertical.
Yeah, it's just easier. Dude, I come to the realization like that I used to like use my stabilizer for way more than I like needed it to or needed it for. Like sometimes like you just need a tripod and you can do wonders with a
Oh, yeah.
tripod. Like especially for what we do, but even like stylized like shots, like you could do some really dope stuff with like stationary stuff. And like the gimbals that I had were never even like that good, like compared to like a real Steadicam.
Yeah.
So it never looked that good.
Yeah. But yeah, we decided to do this like podcast. We both are interviewers. We were also both into music,
Yes.
which is cool. Like we both made music. Do you still make music?
So I haven't in a while.
But mentally you're still there.
But like even the other day, I was just like, dude, like I just said it to myself. Like I threw on an instrumental and I'm like, I'm just gonna freestyle
Okay,
because
let's
like
go.
why not?
Yeah.
Or like even my girl just bought a piano, so like I'll just like sometimes just turn it on and like make like loops. Like,
Okay, cool.
And in my head, I'm making beats, but
Yeah.
nothing crazy.
Okay, that's good. Cause like I would like to say that I still currently make music, even though I make a song like once every few months.
Yeah.
But like I always think about it. I always like want to make stuff.
Yeah.
music-wise. It's just that this is paying our bills. Like,
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say, right? Like, we're both here like because of making content.
Yeah, and like music was kind of the start of that. Like it's actually like wild the position that like we've been fortunate enough to be in, like
Yeah.
doing content. Like I respect like people like you who have been doing it for like even longer than me, like because it's only been a year since, like it hasn't even been a year since I quit my job.
Wow.
Hasn't even been a year since I quit my job. I
Yeah.
started doing my content and I would edit all day at my job because I was an editor there as well, and then I would edit my videos at night. part of the reason I started doing the content also was because my job wouldn't listen to my ideas.
And
And
the
I'm like,
creative in you, the artist in you was like, I need it.
no, but that's the crazy part is, and like I'm not. This is our first episode, so I don't give a hell. Like my job, like I'll see them like copy stuff that I do now,
Wow.
or that I used to do for them, and stuff that I used to have to like fight for them to like do, like from a content wise perspective. Cause like I was making content for them, but like they would just be so stuck in their ways.
Dang.
But yeah, it's just crazy, like full circle, like kind of what ends up like here. But yeah, man, we like get to talk about anime and video games and comic book stuff for a
Yeah.
living. It's crazy.
100%, 100%. I think you asked earlier, like, I've been doing content for a long time. I started YouTube like 2005, like literally when the site
Wow.
came out.
Do you still have that same YouTube?
No, I deleted it, which was like one of my biggest regrets. But my
It's like
first,
selling a Bitcoin.
literally, but I made another channel 2 years ago. So 2007 is like the channel that's still up that I have videos on.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I have videos since then, all that stuff. Loved making videos, loved making music. Like I would incorporate both somehow, some way. I was in bands. You know, I started rapping like late high school for
Mhm.
projects, you know, stuff like that. And then around college time, I met some friends.
You did it for a school project first?
I did a bunch of videos and music for like school projects.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so fucking
Like
cool.
any time it was like we had to. It would be like a chemistry project and we'd make
Yeah.
a video for it.
That's so dope.
So I would always be the guy like editing it.
Yeah.
Or, you know, Windows Movie Maker, like that
Uh-huh.
vibe. I was
Uh-huh.
always in that. And then
It's actually funny because my first rap was also for a school project.
really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
But I had to like perform it in front of the class.
Yo, no way. Were you nervous?
But everybody had to do it.
Oh, gotcha.
Everybody had to like write a song.
Oh, that's sick.
And I was just like, okay, well, if I'm going to write a song, I might as well make it a rap.
Was it good or was it trash?
I felt like I was low key kind of spitting. Like,
yeah,
I felt
okay.
like because at the time I was also playing guitar too. So like I had a little bit of the music bug, and I was also breakdancing at the time.
Oh, sick.
So it was just like, I felt like I had the music in me. I don't know.
You got the b-boy fit on, low-key.
Yeah, right? Like, word.
Word.
Things don't change.
And then so then college time came around and I like met some other friends that also did YouTube, and they were a little bit more successful than me. Like they had some moments that they blew up. None of my stuff like did crazy well. It was
Mhm.
just like dumb creative ideas that I wanted to make, and I would
Mhm.
parody things and whatnot. But once I linked up with them, anything that we made just went crazy. We started making like parodies in like my culture.
Mm-hmm.
They were called like Desi parodies. So, you know, Gucci Gang, the song, we made Packy Gang. And
Yes.
so some of
I
those
think
videos,
you told me about
yeah,
this.
yeah, some of those videos like million views in like 2016, 2017,
Crazy.
long form YouTube.
Yeah.
That's like crazy amount.
Mhm.
So like we would go travel like different, you know, states and whatnot, and people would recognize us from those videos. And I was like, what the heck? This is crazy.
That's so dope.
And then we started doing like mini tours,
Mhm.
performing these parody songs like in different states. And people would like act like like we had like a line of like 50 people. I swear they were like
Mhm.
waiting for us to watch this. And I'm like, what the heck? This is insane. Like this is crazy. And back at home, like no one really cares like about what we do and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that was my first.
But that's how big the internet is, and
Yeah, yeah.
you know, like your reach, like where you're at, means nothing because it's like you can reach like people overseas.
100%, 100%. And that was kind of like my first taste of like internet success. We weren't making money at all. Like our money
Not even from the tours,
tours, we would get like a couple $100, bro. Like,
at least enough to like recoup the travel.
barely, like, barely, like literally, like. 'Cause
But at that age, it's like, yo, we made it.
oh yeah, because we were like what early 20s, so like we didn't need to make a lot to sustain because we were living at home, like,
Yeah.
you know, and there's not many bills that we had.
Yeah,
So yeah, like it would just recoup the travel, maybe if that barely.
yeah.
And you know, after a certain age, like you can't sustain that.
Mhm.
And we're also making parody music, so we weren't making money from the YouTube videos. Like we get 1 million views, but making $0 from it. So we had to sell merch. So we learned how to the merch game and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Patreon, we were learning about all that stuff. So that was
Early on it though.
huh?
Early on the Patreon.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. But that was the only way. Like we have to you have to be smart. If that's
How did you become like savvy with like online things? Because it really took me like working at my job, like working directly in social for like 3 years to like learn about it.
Yeah.
But you kind of already had it. So how'd you like learn that?
I think I was just obsessed with like YouTube. How like I wanted to create for a living.
Yeah.
Like, that was always my goal. Whether it's music, whether it's videos, whether
Yeah.
it's movies, I just want to create for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not the easiest way to make a living, right?
Well, I mean, the creator economy is booming.
Now it's easier than ever, I
Yeah.
swear. But
Yeah, literally anybody can get if you know what you're doing, you can get monetized on TikTok in a month.
literally, and it happens all the time. But yeah, I think I was just obsessed with like how to create for a living. In those early days, there was only a few ways. It was like merch, it was YouTube AdSense, it was Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd see what these big creators are doing, what smaller creators are doing, and
Who was kind of like your inspiration though for that? Like, it was any content creators
like
specifically
in terms
that?
of monetization or just
Yeah,
like
specifically like Gary Vee is like one, right?
yeah.
But like for me, like Joe Budden talked a lot about the business side of content, which like piqued my interest. So I don't know if there was any content creators that were like open about business stuff as well.
there wasn't one model that I would look at. I would just look at a bunch of, you know, like, I would see, you know, like David Dobrik, how he would like monetize his podcast or put sponsorships, or, you know, like Cody Cohen, his like podcast.
Yeah.
They started like with Patreon in the beginning. They were like, okay, this is how we monetize our
Yeah.
podcast and whatnot. So you look at bigger creators and kind of like take different pieces of different creators and then be like, okay, this is how we monetize. So, and it's inspiring. It's like, okay, wait, they're just making money, like we, you know, with fan base and whatnot. So yeah, it was just, that's kind of the game. And then once COVID happened, we kind of couldn't get together as much.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started streaming. I was like, okay, like let me start streaming. And then I made a TikTok, and then I started uploading my Call of Duty stream clips on there, and that started doing crazy.
You're doing like 360 no scope videos?
No, it was I sucked. I literally.
So were
sucked.
you just putting out videos of you being trash?
Yeah, literally. I was like, it was like comedy. Like I would speak in my language, and then I would
okay.
start speaking to people, and they'd be like, "Yo, what are you saying? Like, shut up."
Mm.
And so,
I'm sure you probably got some racism.
yo, yeah. So my most viral clip to this day
Yeah.
is me on Call of Duty, and I'm speaking to him in Urdu, and he's like, "What culture are you from?" Because I was speaking Urdu, and I was like, "Oh, I'm from Pakistan," and he goes, "Oh, wow, grape," like that meme. And dude,
Nah, I don't want to laugh.
you can laugh, it's fine. And then yeah, 25.
There's nothing more racist than a Call of Duty lobby.
Oh yeah, 100%. And 25 million views. Like
Wow.
that's still my most popular clip to this day.
Wow.
But because
And
of
you clipped that yourself
I clipped that
because like
myself.
you knew it's gonna be funny even if it's like kind of like not necessarily a savory reaction.
like I'm trolling too at the same time,
yeah.
but they're trolling back. So I'm like, okay, like cool.
I mean, you understand like how content works, and essentially we're like clip farming, but it's also like fun, and it's not like something to take too serious.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a really good skill. I think that's understated is like being able to not care like if you're the butt of the joke or like just having thick skin in general.
Oh yeah.
Like you really need that.
Yeah.
And like as an interviewer, sometimes I don't need the thick skin as much, but like as we do more content like this, like there's this like I had somebody like come at me the other day because I made a video about like basically people like over spamming the word larpers and like because that was like actually an opinionated video, like somebody like DM'd me like talking shit basically, and I'm like, but now I'm just like, dude, I don't care. Like I used to care about what people say, but I'm just like, I don't care, man.
I still care about certain things. Like if I put a lot of work into something,
Yeah.
or music,
Mm-hmm.
the music I make, or if someone like talks bad about it, I'm like, dang it, bro. Like this is my baby, you know?
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
if it's a video of something that I make or like an interview video, I'm kind of like, okay, like I can fix it here or like work on the next one or you know, whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, the Call of Duty, I was making videos like that. I would get sponsorships. I worked with like Fortnite, like
Wow.
Opera GX because of that mega viral video.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then I kind of learned TikTok through that because I would just upload the clips, and I was also uploading our parody videos. Like I would cut them up and upload on our like group page.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, TikTok is actually getting mad viewership. And then like TikTok started paying a little bit more. And then yeah, once like things started opening up in COVID, my uncle invited me to a Renaissance festival. He's like, hey, you should come vlog, because I vlogged a lot too. And so I was like, okay. I always had this like idea. There was an interviewer back in the day. His name was Kasim G. He used to go to these conventions and like he would do like humorful content. So I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
just look him up while you talk.
Yeah,
just so I can get a picture of him.
he's the OG interviewer, especially on social media. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna do Kasim G style content, like interview style content at this Renaissance festival. Let me try, because I've always wanted to do it. And like wireless mics, they just started becoming like popular.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, I'm huge into like gear and tech. So I was like, okay, let me get one and let me try just like talking to people. And Spider-Man was coming out soon, like No Way Home at the time.
Mm.
And
That's
so,
one with all three of them.
yeah, all three of them. And so I was like, okay, let me go to a Renaissance Festival, which has nothing to do with comic books, and then ask them comic book questions. And everyone had answers. I was like,
Oh,
whoa,
yeah.
because like I didn't. This is my first time going to Renaissance Festival. I didn't know how
Mm.
nerdy they were or how tapped in. I thought they just liked medieval stuff. But I was like, oh no, they are into all the stuff nerdy.
Yeah, it's the same people who
It's the
go
same
to the
people,
Comic Con,
yeah.
because all of the people that I interview, the cosplayers, they're also at the Renaissance.
Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah. And so I would go and be like, who's the best Spider-Man? Who's the best Spider-Man? They'd be like, oh, Toby, oh, Andrew, all this. And so I uploaded that clip. And also Kanye and Drake were beefing at the time. So since I'm also into music as well, I asked, are you on Kanye's side or Drake's side? And at the time, like, everyone hated Kanye. So most people were saying Drake, 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 Drake.
At the time,
Yeah, or
people still hate
maybe
Kanye.
still, yeah. And so everyone's like Drake, Drake, and then so I uploaded both of those, and both did really well. And so I was like, okay, wait, how can I repeat this? Like Renaissance Festival only happens for like 1 month out of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, wait, I've never been to a convention.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, when's the next convention? Literally like 2 weeks later, it was a Baltimore Comic Con.
Wow.
I was like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
And so my uncle, he like likes going to these things, so he was like, oh, I'll go Baltimore Comic Con with you. So we did the same style over there.
Mm.
And all those videos amazing. Like I would ask, and there's some anime cosplayers, so I'd ask about anime too and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So yeah, all that content just went crazy.
I can imagine, especially at that time, because you were early, I feel like, in the interviewer wave.
Yeah,
So it's like what you were doing was probably like so novel too at that time.
yeah, and it would be like 12-second clips, like 10-second clips. So it was just crazy.
But TikTok was monetizing those shorter
yeah.
clips at the time.
100%.
I'm like, damn. I when I came in, it was only minute plus content.
But honestly, back then the money wasn't as crazy as it is now.
Mm.
Like the minute plus goes crazy.
Because they're able to sell more ads at
Yeah,
least with that.
With the 12-second, like it was good monetization at the time because no one else was monetizing short form like that. So it was good, but minute plus, like,
Definitely a little bit better.
a lot better, I would say. Like,
All right.
but yeah, if you get like a bunch of 12-second clips going crazy, like
Yeah.
could equate, but you would have to go viral more consistently.
Yeah, I could see it being like kind of like how YouTube is now, because YouTube pays out, and we're giving a lot of like behind those scenes, like some of the payout stuff. But I think honestly, a lot of people are interested in like how the payout structures work. So for anybody that doesn't know, essentially like just like any other app, like they run ads on these apps, so YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and every time they run an ad, they make money. People spend a lot of money. They invest thousands, millions of dollars into ad spend on Facebook and all these platforms, but TikTok specifically pays out the most, in my opinion. This is not sponsored by TikTok.
Fact.
But yeah, so the money that they make with those ads for people buying like ad spend, they essentially pay the creators. And that's kind of how we get paid. So the more ads, the more we get paid. So that's just kind of how that works. Maybe it's self-explanatory, but at least for the people who don't know, because that's the number one thing. Like, how does TikTok, like, why does TikTok pay you? And I'm like, because they sell ads and they need content so that they can continue to sell ads.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, but I get asked that question a lot.
Yeah, like especially old people, they're like, "Oh, how do you make money?" And I'm like, "How do TV shows make money?" And then they'll tell me the answer. They'll be like, "Oh, through ads and stuff like that." I'm like, "There you go." Like, imagine those ads being played,
Mhm.
but universally. So like anybody, even with like 100 views or something like that, they're getting a small piece of that pie.
Yeah.
So if you can scale that up and get a lot of views, then 10 cents turns into $10, turns into 100, turns into 1,000.
Yeah, and it varies because, like, for anybody interested, like there was a short time that Instagram was at least since I've been doing content, that Instagram was paying for Reels, and like in a month that I would get like 8 million views, like I would maybe get like $200.
Yo, it's so trash.
But like on TikTok, that same 8 million views can potentially make you like $7,000.
Yeah.
Like maybe $8,000
Yeah.
depending on the CPMs, maybe even 9.
Yeah.
So it's like really night and day. Sorry.
No, you're good.
But we do have some topics. So I'm thinking maybe we should like start talking about like some
we could go on about the back end of what we do, but yeah, that was fun. I always enjoyed talking about the back end. And
Yeah,
if you guys
and-
are interested about it.
yeah, and I'm sure we're gonna like I want to continue to like learn more about you and just like your journey, because I feel like there's a lot of things that we can relate on.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to hear more, and I do have some questions that'll tell me like a little bit more about you. But we do have some topics. So what do you think maybe should be the first like regular topic that we should discuss? This is kind of like history in the making.
All right, let me ask you. What do you think is the best anime of all time?
I mean, it's One Piece.
So
like,
I'm a One Piece hater,
how can you hate One Piece?
and I've never seen a single episode.
Okay. But that's the majority of people online who like hate One Piece is like they've actually never actually seen it.
And I will admit that.
At least you can admit it.
But you know why? And you probably know why.
I mean, maybe because of the amount of episodes.
Well, no, I'm down for that many episodes, but there's another reason that's bigger. The fan base, bro. They're like, you gotta watch the greatest thing. You gotta watch they're like salivating in front of my face.
Yeah.
And I'm
yeah.
like, dude, relax. Like, I will get to it. Like, it is 1,000 episodes. Maybe I won't get to it. And they're like,
Yeah.
bro, you're missing out. You're missing out. It's like, relax, dude. Relax.
You know what it is? Is like I feel them, right? Like it is that deep. And the reason why it's that deep is because one of these days we're going to find out what the One Piece is. And if you're not along for this ride, the amount of FOMO that you're going to feel, it's like we're trying to help future you out, bro. It's like you got to hop on the wave before it's too late, man.
Okay, so like you don't think it's going to have, because obviously there is some validity in it being one of the best animes because it's 1,000 episodes, 1,100 plus, right?
I think they just hit, I think they're almost at 1,200. I don't know.
1,200, and people are still loving this anime.
Yeah.
Meaning that it's got to be this good.
It's getting better.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? So you don't think there's any chance that One Piece could have a Game of Thrones type ending where it falls off in the last season?
No, because George R.R. Martin is a sad excuse for an author.
Okay.
Because he used to be an amazing author. But at some point, the money corrupted him. And he just stopped caring about his baby. And I just imagine, I actually am I feel very personally slighted by George R.R. Martin because Game of Thrones was one of my favorite shows. It still is. I think it's an amazing show, which, you know, we can talk about whether or not the ending like ruined it. But he left the writers high and dry for the show because he promised them that he would finish a book before the end of the show. And by the time they get to season 4, they're like, hey, where's this book? And he's just pissing it off, like, I'm assuming with strippers, like, just doing all the things that, like, he probably couldn't do before he had money.
Yeah.
And he just stopped caring about his franchise. And Oda won't make that same mistake.
Oda's the creator of One Piece?
Ichiro Oda is not going to make that mistake because he has dedicated his life to this work.
Like, he doesn't go out with strippers.
He doesn't go out with strippers. He doesn't even show his face in the world. He doesn't care about being famous.
Wait, he doesn't have his face out in the world?
Like, you can find his
Oh,
face
gotcha.
online, but, like, even he just did an interview with Inaki. I forget his last name, but the guy who played Luffy in the live action.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
had
yeah.
basically a fish
Oh, wow.
over his face. Like, they literally put a PNG, like, fish over his face and, like, tracked it so that you can't see his face.
But he definitely goes to the strip club with the way he
man.
draws. With the way he draws.
Oh, no. Oda is a certified gooner, but he leaves the gooning he leaves the gooning during his writing sessions. He's not
Okay.
out there
Okay.
being a man of the world. He's just he's dedicated his life to this work. And like, I would be very surprised. I was saying this recently in a clip, but I think the climax, we're in the final saga for One Piece. I think the way Oda is going to like finish this anime, like it's going to be one of the greatest like climaxes that we're going to witness in media in all time, because like the way he's actually like tying up these storylines, the way that there's like new lore drops every chapter, it's just absolutely crazy. And like so much of it has been thought out. Like we're finding out things that were like planted 20 years ago, like when he was just like 22 years old. And it's like satisfying, and like you could just tell like he really like he'll tell like people not to take his anime too serious, but I'm like, but you take it serious, so that's why we take it serious. And like the world, like I can't see a world where he fumbles the ending.
Gotcha.
I can't see a world where he fumbles the ending. I think it's gonna be the best like finishing of a show ever,
Okay.
personally. But you know what's actually really funny about you talking about like anime fan or One Piece fans like just like thinking about or like just salivating trying to get you to watch it. Literally, one of the thoughts I had, I'm like, I wonder if I can get him to read One Piece with me.
Oh shit. We'll see. We'll see.
Because I'm thinking about reading the series from the start.
Okay.
Because I've only watched it.
Gotcha.
I want to reread it.
Okay.
But I don't want to watch it again because it's so freaking long. So I'm like, I think I can get through it faster if I read it.
Yeah,
so I was
yeah.
like, hey, maybe Shimmer might be interested.
Yeah, maybe. If we get viewers on this podcast and you guys are like, yo, you got to read it at least, maybe we'll do a read along. Like, oh, we do, first 10 chapters or whatever, and then we talk about it or something like that. Maybe I might do that. We'll see.
Do you read manga at all?
I don't read that much manga. I remember because my favorite anime, by the way, is Naruto.
Okay.
And so I was watching at a time where the manga was going, but the show wasn't like caught up to it. And so I kind of didn't want to spoil myself. Like I would see manga panels and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like I want to read it, but I kind of want to see it in animation. So I don't know. I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, you're only an anime watcher. Like
no, that's not the case for me. One Piece is really like I read manga, but like it really is like I pick and choose like which animes. Like for Demon Slayer, it's just like the anime is so beautiful. Why would I even bother with the manga, especially because I don't feel like story is its best thing. But the thing is with One Piece is just like it was a time investment like to catch up, and when I caught up, I'm just like I can't just stop now. I just felt like Forrest Gump, like I just kept on running. I'm just like I can't stop, and now it's really cool to be part of like the One Piece book club where it's like because Oda drops chapters like weekly. So it's just like a weekly like conversation of like what's the new chapter. Like I have a podcast. Shout out to that One Piece Talk. They'll talk for 3 hours just about the new One Piece chapter.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's a really cool community to be a part of.
Cool.
But I understand. It's long. That's my greatest anime of all time. The generic answers might be like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan.
Oh. I love Attack on Titan, but the worst thing about Attack on Titan was the release schedule.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing for me. Yeah. But if you can binge it, like now, oh my gosh, peak.
Yeah.
Peak.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
It's so good. But I started in 2015. That was the worst watch of my life because I'm like, oh my God, I saw the first 2 seasons and then I have to wait 3 years and then I kind of forget what happens and then I wait another 3 years. And so
that definitely was the case for me. I was lit though because when I watched the first season, the second season came out very soon after.
Yeah.
But then there was the gap between the third, and then the last the movies. It was like this is the last one. No, this is the last one, and then this is the last after the last after the last. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah. But worth it.
Yeah.
100% worth it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. Never mind. I was gonna say something.
You're a Jaegerist?
I'm literally.
I'm a Jaegerist.
No, I was gonna say like I'm kind of working with the publisher for them for something. So I'm like, I don't know if I should say anything bad about the manga.
Okay.
I'm like, everything's great. I love Attack on Titan.
Okay.
It's a small thing, just like a little thing, but I'm just like I don't want to say anything wrong. I love Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my greatest. For me, it's One Piece. Well, and for you, I guess it would have to be Naruto.
It's Naruto. I just grew up on it. That was the first anime I watched. That got me into YouTube. Like my first.
Like the AMVs.
The AMVs and the anime itself, because I wanted to watch Naruto. I would watch it on Cartoon Network, Toonami, but then like I wanted to surpass what was going on there, and I searched up like where can I watch Naruto for free, and YouTube popped up, and it was like part 1. Episode 1, part 1, part 3, like out of 3, because the longest you could have was like 7-8 minutes or something like that.
Different time.
Yeah.
You kids don't know about that era.
Don't know about that. And so I named my first channel Naruto Uzumaki 6, the one I
Wow.
deleted. Yeah.
Damn.
So I'm like an OG anime viewer, but at the same time I'm not caught up to everything nowadays.
Yeah. Similar to me. I mean, Dragon Ball was instrumental for me growing up. So I don't know why, but for some reason it was just a big deal in my
it is
household.
for like everyone. I watched a bunch of Dragon Ball, but I didn't watch it like sequentially. Like I would watch it like, oh, here, the Cell Saga, this, that. So like I didn't watch it kind of how everyone else did.
I think growing up, you kind of took what you can get by like watching it on Toonami, so you like experience it like through the cadence that they release it. But yeah, I think at some point in high school, I was like, all right, I'm going to start from the beginning and I'm going to watch Dragon Ball and everything he was doing with the Red Ribbon Army and whatnot. People say One Piece is long. Honestly, I feel like Dragon Ball, when you really line it all up, it's pretty freaking long. We got Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. If you add GT in there, like it's a lot of Dragon Ball. Now we got Daima.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, I can't even catch up to everything.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Who's your greatest superhero of all time?
Ooh, I'm gonna go basic. I'm gonna go Spider-Man.
Mm,
I think Spider-Man for me when I was 6, I saw the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man live action, and I was like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god, this is amazing. I love my Batmans. I love Nightwing is also another one that I love, and yeah, I just love everything superhero.
Do you think Spider-Man is the most popular superhero of all time?
Yeah,
It has to be, right?
yeah. I think it's either Spider-Man, Batman, uh, Wolverine used to be up there, Hulk was up there, but yeah, I think Spider-Man, Batman are like really close.
I don't even
Superman,
feel like
Superman.
I don't
is
even
also-
feel like Batman's even close. I feel like Spider-Man has like no diff, like not like in terms of fighting, but like in terms of popularity, I feel like he's like leagues above.
I think the biggest reason is because he's one of the most relatable characters of all time.
Yeah.
Because Stan Lee made him literally because he was like, oh, anybody could be under that mask. He's broke. He, swings around.
Mhm.
Like his biggest enemies are paying rent and
Yeah.
like going to school and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But he has a lot of responsibilities on his shoulders.
Mhm.
He's not the most buff. Like everyone was buff at the time.
Yeah.
And so he's like lean and it was just a relatable thing. Like I used to watch that movie and be like, oh, I could be that, even though I'm
Mhm.
brown skin, I'm like, there's no way I could be him. But like, but you
But
could
it was like if
believe
I
it.
just got one spider bite, man.
Yeah.
Like,
But like Batman, you see his mouth and you're like, oh, that's definitely a white guy, bro.
yeah. It's like half of Batman's allure is like literally white privilege.
No wonder the cops don't stop him.
Yeah. Literally just like beats up people for fun.
Yeah.
And like it's fine.
Yeah. Even though he could solve a lot of his issues with his money, but
Yeah, right? I mean, yeah, that's a whole that's a whole thing we can get into about
Yeah.
just his choices.
yeah. But I think also tying it back to also why we wanted to do this podcast is like you're very into anime. I'm
Mhm.
very into like superheroes and like comics and movies and stuff like that. So I think we both have equal interest at the same level in these different genres
Mhm.
that I think we can learn and teach to each other.
Yeah.
Like, you asking that question and then me asking questions about One Piece. I learned more about One Piece and anime.
Yeah.
And you're more tapped in, I feel like, into anime. But I'm still like enough tapped in where I can learn.
Yeah.
I
And
think
likewise,
vice versa.
you'll I think inspire me to kind of like get more into like comic book stuff because it really is all one and the same.
Yeah.
But
Also, it's just I feel like it's easier to get into the comic book stuff because there's less of it. I feel like anime is dropping way consistently and
yeah.
too much. So
Yeah, there's a lot of anime. I mean, there's like a great new anime like every month it feels like
Literally.
that's dropping. At least but that's like the problem and kind of what I was talking about earlier is like that's what makes like shows like Invincible and The Boys like really special because I think it just sucks. Like I heard recently that Marvel and DC have a copyright essentially on the word superhero. So like people can't like legally call themselves superheroes like in like any other show or
so they call them soups or
I guess soups are just like heroes, like
yeah. Wow, I didn't know that.
There's like you can't be a superhero. That's like something that they have like and you can fact check me on that, but that's what somebody told me. And I'm like, yeah, I guess like that's why like I've never heard anybody like in My Hero Academia, it's a show about heroes. They don't call themselves like superheroes. I don't really know of another medium where it's like that's just like what it's called other than Marvel
yeah.
and DC.
And they dominate the space so much that we love these characters for the past 70, 80 years.
Yeah.
But when we see something new like The Boys or Invincible, we're like, oh, wait, this is refreshing. This is a take. But yeah, I'd never realized that superheroes.
Yeah, and that's just one thing. I'm sure like for years like not to like paint Marvel or DC any type of way cuz it's just business at the end of the day, but it almost felt like for so long they didn't encourage like new ideas. But it seems like now there's like a space for that like with like shows like Invincible like breaking records. Like I think Invincible has become the most like bought comic. Like people are actually like buying comics again. Like
Yeah.
not that they weren't before, but I think a show like Invincible, especially because the show is so faithful to the comic book
Yeah.
style, it's like oh like it's like the same thing. But yeah, I think like that's the bad thing about anime or good and bad thing is that there's so many studios like developing new IPs all the time. But yeah, there's so much of it.
Yeah.
There's so much.
100%.
So much.
Yeah. And it's crazy how big it's gotten because when I started going to conventions, I kind of knew the basics. Like, you
Mhm.
know, you have Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach.
Mhm.
You know, I would watch, you know, One Punch Man, Attack on Titan, all these big ones, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So I kind of get in there, and this like beginning of COVID. So I'd get in there and be like, oh, I know, you know, 75% of these characters.
Mhm.
And then started like 2023, 2022. I was like, wait, I'm only recognizing like 25%. I got to start
Mhm.
doing my homework.
Mhm.
And so I started, you know, watching the newer animes like Kaiju Number 8, a few other ones. I can't think at the top of my head, like Solo Leveling.
What's your
stuff-
favorite new gen anime? You would say,
New gen anime? Uh,
and new
oh,
gen could be like in the last 10 years.
I'd say JJK.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's another one. But yeah, JJK. Uh, I do think it's overhyped and overrated.
Yeah.
And we actually had this conversation actually, but I think new gen anime is way too quick.
yeah.
I think the pacing is super fast, and people are like, "Oh, I love the fast pacing. I love that." Yeah, I was like, I love it too for convenience sake,
Mhm.
but I want to know more about these characters. I want to hang out with these characters a little bit more. I'm also not a fan of filler, but there's a good medium balance.
Yeah, there's definitely a happy medium.
Yeah, there's a happy medium, and so I think living with these characters and breathing with them, sometimes the emotional payoff is not there.
Mhm.
And I think JJK is such a good story, and things happen so crazy that like I wish, you know, I would feel a little bit more emotional towards it.
Yeah, I think JJK is like a worse offender of that than a lot of other modern animes. Like I also feel that way, but I don't feel that way about other animes that I've seen recently, if that makes sense.
Like what?
Like I mean, some people to a fault. Some people will say like Frieren takes its time like too much and it's a little bit too slow. But like I prefer that. Like I like little like not necessarily like full on slice of life, but like just taking time with their characters. Obviously One Piece, but right now, Witch Hat Atelier seems like to like really prioritize like fleshing out their characters. Chainsaw Man, honestly.
Oh, Chainsaw Man's dope.
Yeah, yeah. You saw the Reze movie, right?
Yeah, I love the Resident movie.
Yeah, I feel like in that instance, like, but that's what I was saying about like Fujimoto. Like, I just think I'm really excited to see like where he takes Chainsaw Man because everything that I've watched of his, read of his, I'm just like, oh, like he understands emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Chainsaw Man will be a little bit better at that. I just think they haven't had enough time to cook yet.
Yeah, and I think the season we got, it was just like not enough.
Yeah,
You know?
we've only had the one season,
Yeah, the
right?
one
Yeah,
season.
and then the movie.
Yeah.
But
And,
the
but
movie was great.
I think I got that. Like the movie is exactly what I want to describe. It's like what, an hour and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
But we really got emotional
Yeah.
about something that like beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm like, I need more of that. And I heard that arc is not even that pivotal to the entire story. That's what I heard, and it's kind of, it felt like maybe it was like a side thing a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm not sure if that's true. But
I could see that.
even if it's not, it
I mean,
made me
she spoiler alert, she dies at the end.
Yeah.
So. Grand opening, grand
Yeah.
closing.
like you meet her and then she dies at the end, and so a few people die on the side.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's pivotal to the story later on. But even if it's not, like we get to be more connected to Denji and how he feels.
Mm-hmm.
And so now the next season, I'm like, oh snap, because like in the first season I was like, yo, he's kind of a gooner, like you know. And this
Yeah.
one I'm like, oh, he's a gooner with depth. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I'm like, okay, I understand why he's a
Uh-huh.
gooner now. Like he never had love. He kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of explored that in the first season, but then the movie you feel that,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of from what I hear, like the direction that they go into, where they really get into his trauma, and I think it only like gets like darker, like some of the stuff that like he had gone through. But yeah, it definitely like I don't know. For me, I'm watching JoJo's right now, and like I don't know if you know anything about JoJo's, but like
The poses.
yeah,
I don't know.
they got the JoJo poses, and it's good. But that's kind of my gripe with it, similar to like JJK, where I'm like, they don't really spend a lot of time fleshing out characters. I think most of that show is like them explaining like complex ass stand abilities.
Yeah.
Because like they'll do the poses, and then that's like kind of how they activate like their stand powers, which is essentially like picture like if you had like a hologram version of you like that follows you around
Yeah.
and like has like a specific power that could range from anything from like stopping time, or I can make razors come out of your throat.
Oh, what the
Like it can literally be anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Like and they'll spend like half of the episode like explaining these abilities, and I'm like, can we just like get to the story a little bit more?
Yeah.
Like I prefer, like I love a good amount of trauma with my characters.
Oh yeah, 100%.
One Piece is really good at that.
Okay.
How many times can I bring up One Piece?
Oh, well, we're ending this podcast. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Armand, how long have we been going for? 50. Oh, dang. Okay,
Oh wow.
we got some time then.
Yeah,
You want
yeah.
to do 10 more minutes?
Yeah, let's
do 10 more minutes?
we can move on to another
We
topic.
can rapid fire some topics. I thought we went on longer, but
Yeah. I should we talk about the direct at all? I don't know.
what?
Oh, wait, we
I'm
haven't-
down
we-
to.
Did we kind of as a One Piece? Oh yeah, I guess we already kind of went through the.
Oh, let's talk about
bullet
let's
points.
talk about movies. I'm a huge fan of movies. You saw a few movies recently.
Yes.
I saw some few movies.
I'm an
recently.
AMC A-lister.
You're an A-lister?
Yeah, I'm an
Bro,
A-lister.
we gotta watch together. What the heck?
Not to brag, man,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's get in each other's
No,
entourage.
I always brag about the AMC A-list. That's the best thing. I stand up and salute.
Yeah, when they like to our A-listers, like
Yeah.
yeah, so you gotta give them the bow. Like I keep the lights on in this motherfucker.
Genuinely one of the best subscriptions. Why? It's because you get to watch movies that you really wouldn't pay money for.
Mhm.
And so now I'm like, oh, I can just watch that movie and go in and have that theater experience, because I think the theater experience is one of the best experiences. you can
Underrated.
get.
Underrated.
And it's surprising that it's underrated. It used to be overrated.
Yeah,
at a certain
yeah.
time. And I loved it then because I used to wait in line in the, like the midnight release of the
Yeah,
tickets to
yeah.
get good seats. Now I like how you can reserve seats. But,
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. But I came from the East Coast,
Uh-huh.
and so I used to watch movies like on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever,
Mhm.
and the theater would be empty.
Mhm.
When I moved here, I was like, oh, I'm going to go watch Obsession.
Mhm.
I forgot I'm in Hollywood, the biggest movie sweats of all time.
Yeah.
You can't just book a ticket the same day.
No, no. Well, depending on the movie, but for a new movie, no.
Yeah. So I found luckily one seat, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going by myself.
If
So-
you're willing to go alone, that'll open up a lot of options.
yeah. But yeah, it was tough, and I was like, oh, there's definitely a lot of movie sweats, and it was so cool because when I was in the movie theater, when the AMC A-list. We're happy that you guys are here and stuff like that. Other people are like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm here with my people.
Yeah, there'll always be that trend because everything stems from social media, right? Like where you'll see like people clap when Nicole Kidman like
Yeah,
goes up, and then like that's like a thing, and now it's like the A-lister thing. But it's like it's funny, but it's just funny how like these trends like end up
Yeah.
bleeding into real life.
Isn't it crazy how we're so hyped to be part of a subscription?
Yeah,
Like
right.
that's how good the subscription is.
Honestly, it's amazing. I especially for us, like we can make like content about it. For me, like my girlfriend's also like an A-lister, so like we see like 2 movies a week sometimes. Like sometimes we'll go weeks without it, but like we at least see like 4 movies a month
Yeah.
on average.
And I remember when I was thinking about getting it, some of my friends that got it like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they're like, dude, don't get it. Like, sometimes like movies won't come out.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but ever since I got it, I was like, it's been a year now. Banger, especially this year, dude.
Well, there's like the type of fan who's only gonna go see Marvel movies. They're only gonna see Spider-Man or DC or whatever. But if you're willing to like check out the artisan films, like there's some heat,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Like there's heat.
I've seen some random films. I can't think of any at the moment at the top of my head, but I've seen some random films. I'm like, oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah, even stuff that I probably would have heard about, but maybe would have never actually gone to see. Like, I'm glad that I saw how shitty Him was. Like, I would have never went to have seen
You didn't
that
like
movie.
Him?
Him was not good,
Dude, I loved him. Oh.
It was not good.
I loved him.
Well, it was like publicly hated, right?
I know. No, the crazy thing is I went to a screening.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like,
I think I remember you actually going to it. I think I remember you reviewing it too, and I was like, it can't be that bad, and I'm like, oh, it was bad. I'm like, I don't know.
Were you like, oh, he was tweaking?
Yeah. I was like, hey, man, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just love artsy films, and I thought his acting was good. But yeah, we don't have to
His
talk
act,
about him.
or are we talking about
Marlon Wayans.
Marlon Wayans? Yeah, he was the best part about the film.
Yeah.
He deserved some type of recognition for his acting.
Yeah.
It's just the way it came together in the end.
Yeah.
Kind of started to feel like a
I
joke.
think people thought because it had that I forgot his name, Key and Peele. What's his name? Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele.
It had
Yeah.
Jordan Peele's name over it.
He was just
and
a producer.
He was just a producer. But I was like, hey, if he thumbs it up, I'm gonna enjoy it. But yeah, I genuinely enjoyed the film. So, but yeah, we were talking about
Obsession.
movies that we've seen recently. You saw Obsession?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think?
So when I went into it, I was like low-key kind of scared because my girlfriend showed me a TikTok of like this girl who like left the theater crying, saying like this is the scariest movie I've ever seen. Like I can't believe like how unwell I feel. So I'm just like, damn, like how dark is this movie about to be? And then like I'm getting to know more of it, and I'm kind of at the edge of my seat, like expecting it to like really like mess with me in like a certain type of way, but it ended up being more funny to me than anything.
Okay.
Um, I thought it was great.
Okay.
I thought it was really good.
So you went with your girlfriend?
I went with my girlfriend. Yeah.
Were you looking at her like, oh, this is you?
Yeah.
You're like, wait,
How'd you know?
do this.
The whole time I'm just like, oh, this is just you on
Yeah,
a Saturday
this is
night.
reality TV.
Yeah.
This
It's just normal shit.
Dude, the memes are so funny. They're like, oh, I'm expecting my girl to lock in after this. She's not obsessed with me as much as.
That's so funny. I'm sure that I was like one of millions of guys who made that same joke.
Yeah. But yeah, you thought it was great.
I thought it was really good. I think that actor, I don't know her name, but I
Indeed.
think she was like low-key brilliant.
Oh,
like
yeah.
with her performance. Like it was super unsettling, but also like so like she felt so unthreatening. Like for the whole movie, I was more afraid for her than I was like the guy in the movie, which I have thoughts about him. I absolutely hated him as a
Yeah.
character. I thought he did a good job acting, but yeah, I think it was really good. I thought it all came together well. I think the concept of like a wish gone wrong was cool. It's cool to see like good horror movies because I feel like they're historically not good.
Yeah. I went in blind into this movie. I knew like people were saying, oh, it's good. You have to watch it. But I didn't look at any trailer. I didn't look at anything sort of going into it. And so when I sat in, the feelings I would get, I was like, it wasn't scary, but it was kind of traumatizing in a way where like afterwards I'm like looking in the corner. I'm like, oh shit, she's going to be there, you know? Or, you know, the jump scare part that she had, that was the part where it got me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there were moments
You're
where
talking about with the car?
with the car.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, this moment that not many people talked about, but it was like kiss the person on your left.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh, she's gonna kill her in front of everybody. But then she just moved the chair back,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if anyone else had that feeling, but that's what I thought she was gonna do. I was like, oh, she's gonna kill her right there. But I was like, okay, she didn't.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad.
I didn't know what she was gonna do. I knew she was about to act up though.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought the movie was like insanely good. It was well made. The lighting, the cinematography, the fact that
Yeah.
it was made by a YouTuber. I just loved all these like little things about the movie, and I didn't have that many problems with the movie. You know,
Did people have like issues with it?
I think some people were saying that there are better ways to go about it, or that they didn't like how the story plays out, or they just don't like that format of a wish gone wrong format. So I don't know, but I thought it was just amazing and brilliant and whatnot. But I did see something online, people comparing Bear from Obsession to Light Yagami, and I saw
yes.
I saw Straw Hat Goofy talk about this,
Yes.
and I thought as soon as he said that, I was like, wait, that clicked into me, and I was like, holy crap, that is such a good connection, because Light Yagami in the beginning of Death Note, he's like a good guy, you know, he's like a good kid, and then once he gets the Death Note, he just goes crazy with the power.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Bear, he's kind of good, but once he gets the One Wish Willow and realizes it's real,
Mm-hmm.
kind of goes crazy with it.
I actually saw that video by Straw Hat, and I think it's a great comparison. The only difference is I actually kind of view both of them the same, but in a different light. I think, you know how they say,
Different
like, yeah, right? You know how they say money doesn't change you. It kind of just like makes you more of who you are. I believe Light Yagami and Bear just like were pieces of shit from the start.
Oh yeah.
They never had a chance to highlight that. Or like they were never in a position where they had to like kind of decide whether or not they would be good or not. So the fact that like his first wish was to basically take the autonomy away from the girl, and Light's first Death Note was like killing bad people, but like I'm just like, oh, God complex.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, from the start they were kind of pretty shitty,
Yeah.
and I actually dislike them both in a very similar way. So I think the comparison is great. I just think they're pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, I mean that's great that you bring it up, because yeah, I think as like maybe a guy, you're rooting for Bear,
Mm-hmm.
and then at a certain point everyone switches.
Yeah.
They flip. Like he didn't think the wish was real.
Yeah.
So he wished it, obviously, right? But once he at the call, he's kind of like, or he's still hanging out with her even after
Mhm.
the duct tape in the room, and he's still like, oh, I'm coming back to this girl.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like, okay, you're not trying to fix this. And at the call, he's like, oh, can I alter my wish, not
Yeah.
cancel it? You're just like, oh, dang. All right, this
Mhm.
guy sucks. Is that the
Mhm.
first time you're like, oh, his grandma died, his cat died? You're like, oh, you feel bad. He's too nervous.
Yeah,
You're kind
yeah.
of rooting for him. But then you realize he's obsessed with her.
Yeah.
She's not obsessed with him. Like, she's forced
No.
to be obsessed with him,
Yeah.
which I love the movie aspect, you know?
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I think that comparison was really good, as he's like Yagami and Bears. They're both messed up people and they both have the supernatural thing.
Yeah, no, I think he definitely like was spot on with that. And like when he said it, I'm just like, oh yeah, like it's a certain type of character that I like really like am annoyed with.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
even before the wish, like
Oh, you're just
I-
like, just tell her.
he frustrated me, man, because like there's certain tropes that like work well within an anime space. So like in the show Dandadan, it's like your typical like otaku, like nerdy, like manga reading like protagonist, and like it works because it's like I don't know, you kind of expect it, and he's also 14
Yeah.
in the show. But this is a grown ass man in Obsession, and I'm just like, dude, like just tell her you fucking like her.
Yeah.
Like it's just like he was so just annoyingly passive and like fumbling over himself in a way that I'm just like, dude, like get yourself together,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like I don't know, like I just I didn't enjoy it, but I think I enjoyed the scene. Like I like it when you can give me like a character to hate. I don't know if that was the intended purpose
Yeah.
to like be mad at him, but I'm just like I just wanted to shake him
Yeah,
up, like,
be like,
dude, like
"Dude."
stop being a pussy.
Yeah. Dude, imagine Light Yagami has the One Wish Willow. And then he wishes for like a death note.
Yeah, I mean, he could probably either wish for a death note
or like, I don't
may-
know what he would wish for. And then imagine Bear with the death note and Ryuk.
he would probably. Oh yeah, well I guess it depends if he has a death note, but maybe he would wish like for all the restrictions that come with the death note to like kind of
Yeah.
not be existent or something. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think they
Like
would make a lot
swap.
of the same. They would make a lot of the same decisions.
Well, Bear is nowhere close to how smart Light is.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
He would get caught a lot.
Yeah, he would get
faster.
caught a lot. And also, like, I don't know if he would, like, I think he would just kill everyone around Nikki. Like,
Yeah.
any guy that Nikki
Yeah.
sees, he'd be like,
Yeah, I did like that at the end when his friend, which also I don't think enough people talked about, like his best friend basically like sliming out his girl,
Oh,
like
yeah,
that he
yeah.
was into. I'm just like, dude, like why didn't you just tell him from the start?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
instead of like pep talking him, like that was some like real sleazy behavior. But I did like at the end that Bear like at least came to his senses. And he was like, I don't even care that like you were with her. Like I just want to like fix this situation.
Yeah.
So it felt like he at least snapped out of it at some point.
yeah,
Where he was just like, I just need to make this better.
yeah.
And like I need to like fix this. But
But even then, right, he takes the pills and then he's trying to throw it up.
yeah.
And so he's like, no, I can't do this. And then
Yeah,
she
yeah, yeah.
snaps it and then he stops.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like, he's about to redeem himself. And then he's like, nope. And you're
Yeah.
like, what the heck,
Yeah, I
dude?
forgot about that moment.
What the heck? Like,
Yeah.
you were about to redeem yourself. So it shows that
Yeah.
he's a piece of shit entirely.
This is true.
He's
this
just
is true.
scared. And you, like, you got to think what's better. I don't know. But
Yeah, and I think ultimately like it's similar to and I haven't seen The Boys, but like Homelander.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Homelander, like we kind of got to see like who he was with his powers and who he was without his powers.
Yeah.
And like in reality, like these characters, like Light, Homelander, like they're all just like scared little bitches. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like they have these like powers or this like book or this One Wish Willow that like emboldens you, but like at your core, like who are you? And I think like those different like movies, shows, they all do a really good job of like kind of showing you that dichotomy of just like how like you can like buff yourself up, but it's like not really like a real thing.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. 100%. All right. We've been yapping for a little bit. Anything else you want to talk about before we kind of end it
Do you
out?
want to do a quick game and then we can cut it?
Yeah, let's do a quick game.
All right. So Iron Man, I'm going to do basically what I just do in my videos. So it's going to be like snappy. So Iron Man or Captain America, who is the better hero?
Ooh. I'm going to go Iron Man.
Who's and you can give me any explanations if you want.
Okay. I'm going to go Iron Man just because Iron Man messed up a lot, but he kind of looks out for everybody, and he also figures out solutions kind of for everyone.
Who has a better origin story?
Ooh. I'm gonna go Iron Man because he kind of was selling weapons to the government and then was like, wait, this is wrong. And he saw how it affected other people in these countries and then sort of was like, oh, wait, no, I can't do this anymore. And then kind of becomes his own like war machine.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers is amazing too, but he's kind of like Serum and he's always a goody two shoe. And I love my goody two shoe characters, but I think Iron Man had a more complex origin story.
I would have thought for sure that you were gonna go Iron Man, or that you were gonna go Captain America.
I love Captain America, but I think Iron Man has a more complex.
Who do you think is a better leader?
Oh, Captain America, 100%.
Mm.
I think Iron Man, Tony Stark, he's way too in his own head, and he tries to solve a lot of his issues himself, and he tries to involve other people, or like he tries to control other people. I think Captain America is just that goody two shoe that's good at leading.
Who's smarter?
Oh, Tony, easily.
Yeah.
I think Captain America. He's not the brightest, but I think Tony's too smart for his own detriment.
Okay. Who had the better solo movies?
Ooh, The Winter Soldier is one of my favorite, but Iron Man 1 is also one of my favorite. But Iron Man 2 and 3 are not that good, and I'm going to go Captain America on this one.
All right. Who had the better MCU ending?
Oh, Tony Stark, 100%. I think Tony Stark redeemed himself because he's very selfish in a lot of these movies. He created a lot of the problems that we see in Marvel Cinematic Universe, but that I am Iron Man and the snap, oh my gosh, the best ending.
Who has the better suit?
Oh, Iron Man. Iron Man has I don't like the nano suits. The nano suits are terrible, but especially the suit up in Iron Man 2, oh, it was one of my favorite. Iron Man 1, the suit is amazing. Iron Man 3, decent, but all those suits that you see, oh my gosh.
Who do you think would win in a fight? One-on-one random encounter.
One-on-one random encounter. Okay, I'm honestly Team Captain America, but I think Iron Man should have won that because he probably has a bunch of contingencies
Yeah.
for any random encounter.
All right. And then last one, who is the better character?
I'm also Team Captain America in Civil War, but I think Iron Man, he just has way more complex storyline. And like I said, I love my goody two shoes characters. Captain America is the essential, of that. But I think Iron Man is, just a way more complex character.
All right. That was the last one.
Yeah.
I usually add them up like in the edit or something.
Cool. That was fun.
It feels like it was like pretty evenly split. I think Captain America won if I was like keeping score.
I'm surprised. I would have picked Captain America a lot more, but if we're going through like what is better and stuff like that, I'm like, dude.
Sometimes if I feel it going a certain way, I'll start to lob up some easy ones that I'm like, you have to give this. Like, I'm like, okay, who's smarter? I'm like, if you say Captain America, I'm gonna get up out of this seat, bro.
Did you have to do that?
What do you
like lob some easy ones?
Yeah, just to make it like more easy, like stuff that I know that they're gonna win.
Okay.
Which I usually have it all written down anyways, but like. I'm just like, if we're talking about Demon Slayer and you won't give them anything, I'm like, who has better animation? I'm like, you gotta give it Demon Slayer, man. Like, you gotta make this competitive.
Maybe like at the end of each episode, if we continue this, like we do like some game towards each other or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's a good idea.
I don't know if we have time.
What?
I had it basically the same thing. If you wanted to do the same thing with me with Goku and Luffy.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
I have it all like written down
Here,
on the thing.
Laptop.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, you have it written down here?
Yeah.
Okay, you put it. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, who's the better protagonist, Goku or Luffy?
Can you start it with saying Goku and Luffy, and then
Gotcha. Goku or Luffy, who's the better protagonist?
I think Luffy is one of the GOATs, but I think Goku is the basically the archetype for every other shonen protagonist. So I got to give it to Goku.
Okay. Who has the better character development?
I don't think Goku has any character development. I think he's kind of been the same for the most part. He's like, if anything, he's dumbed down. So I got to give it to Luffy.
Terrible dad.
Yeah.
Development.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say he's a terrible dad, but he was there when it matters, man.
Yeah.
He was there when it mattered.
Who is more inspiring?
It's got to be Luffy. I think the way he inspires like his crew, also the way it bleeds into the real world, just like the idea of freedom. Part of why I became a content creator is because I wanted to chase that freedom the same way Luffy was. So I gotta go Luffy.
Who's more inspiring in the gym?
Inspiring in the gym, it's got to be Goku because, like, I mean, to this day, anytime you go to the gym, you're going to see at least 5 different people wearing a Goku shirt, and none of them look like him.
Imagine someone said Luffy. I mean, he's ripped, right? Luffy's ripped.
He's, like, cut up,
Okay.
but, like, he doesn't have, like, the shoulder game that, like, Goku has.
Who is the better fighter?
Like hand-to-hand combat, I still have to go with Goku because he's a skilled martial artist. Luffy just be spamming like punches, which isn't really all that skilled. He still doesn't even really understand Gear 5, so I gotta give it to Goku. He's a master of his like fighting techniques and also his abilities.
Okay. Who has the better transformations?
I think I want to give it to Goku because I think also like speaking of the archetype like of transformations like Super Saiyan kind of you don't get like any of the transformations in anime without Super Saiyan in my opinion, but I just feel like Gear 5 is cooler, Gear 4 is like cooler, Snake Man, like Luffy has a lot of like cooler like different forms that I appreciate more.
Okay. Who has the better fights?
I think Goku. Like I love Luffy's fights, but like I said, it's usually just like him finishing up a fight with like a bunch of punches, where at least with Goku it's like intrinsically tied to like his story, and like he's usually developing these techniques like throughout the fight, which I feel like is more entertaining.
Okay. Who has the better supporting cast?
Definitely Luffy.
Yeah, because he's
Um,
with them like the whole time, right?
Yeah, I mean,
They-
like the Z fighters are cool, but like outside of Vegeta, it's like and Gohan and Trunks. Outside of those 4, like I don't really care for the rest of the Z fighters.
Yeah. Who has a better world?
Definitely One Piece.
Yeah, because it's built out, right?
Yeah, there's much more going on, even though like Dragon Ball Z is like throughout dimensions and galaxies. That where the world of One Piece is dense.
Okay. Who has the more emotional moments?
Definitely Luffy. Goku has some emotional moments that I feel like people sleep on.
Yeah.
But Luffy has had some like real tearjerkers.
Okay. Who has the more iconic design?
I gotta go Goku.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go Goku.
He's everywhere still. I mean,
Yeah.
Luffy is too, but I feel like, yeah, Goku.
Yeah, I mean, I almost like dyed my hair blonde and like spiked it up when I was younger. Like
And
that's
you were
how
like,
yeah, like I wanted to be a real life Super Saiyan.
All right. Who has had the bigger impact on anime?
It's got to be Dragon Ball. It's got to be Dragon Ball. I think if anything, One Piece is like dated, and it's like it's the only one. It's the like last of the Flohikans or the Mohicans or whatever. Like in the way that it's still structured like an old school anime, where most animes have very clearly like diverted from that formula. If anything, you could say a lot of modern animes are closer to Bleach.
Okay. Who would beat Superman?
Yeah, I mean, Luffy could not beat Superman, but I think Goku would definitely make light work of Superman.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
100%. It's not even close.
Yeah. He can't even breathe in space.
Goku could breathe in. Oh no, he can't. Yeah, well, maybe when he goes Ultra Instinct. I don't know, man. Don't quote me. On
All
that.
right. Who is more iconic overall?
I gotta go Dragon Ball. You gotta give Goku his flowers. He's probably the most iconic, like anime character of all time.
Okay. And last one, who wins overall?
Oh, Goku easily.
Okay.
I think like you can make a case that maybe Goku wouldn't know what to do with Gear 5, but I just think like assuming that Goku's not gonna like fight in his normal way, and he just like speed blitzes Luffy, I think it's gonna be like he'll no diff him just like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are all the questions you had.
All right,
So,
great.
That was dope.
Yeah. We'll see who won at the end. I feel like I was pretty even. I feel like I gave Goku more than I thought I would.
Yeah, the same thing happened with me with the other one. So.
Yeah. You got to be a little objective.
100%.
But yeah, any last things before we cut off?
No, I think that was it. I think that was a great first episode. I think we'll see. I think I'm down to continue this, but this was really cool. Let me know what you guys think if you guys see this, and yeah, I think that's all I had to say.
No, that's all I mean, I don't really have much else to say either. If you guys stayed with us this whole time, great. If not, it's okay. We'll be back with another week of podcasting, and it's going to be even better next time. But if you did, thank you for watching this, and we're just going to keep trying this out and see where it goes and continuing talking about nerd shit.
Yeah, appreciate you all. All right, take care. Peace.
Peace.